All right, good morning. I've been out here working, and I've got my holes cut for my switches and plugs. And this is the right side of the bed, and that's the left side of the bed. This side over here is going to have a GFIC outlet and a switch that will kill all of the 110 power in our bed, area. Okay, I want a kill switch for my 110 power. There's going to be lights that are 12 volt and some USB charging ports and such that will be fused, and so that those will have on-off switches, which are the little boxes. Those are up there. So once they're off, they're off. What else? This is the inside of the cabinets. Looking good. I mean, that thing is as solid as a rock. Let me see if I can pan back a little bit. Okay. I can barely get the whole thing in there, but you can see there'll be a door on that. There'll be a door on that. The second one in, there'll be a door, and that one, the second in from the right, will have a door, and that will be a panel in the middle. Probably a picture of myself. I don't know, but with the air conditioning right there, it's about 18 inches away. When you walk up here, of course, the door here, this hinge will be on this side. I mean, you basically open this door, you pretty much can get to what you want. Having a door in the middle just was redundant. And of course, these wardrobes here, the hinge will be on this side, so you'll open it up like that. No big deal. But I got all the tongue and groove done. I've got some trim I have to still put on. There'll be a light up underneath there. This is storage behind the bed. Be a light over there. That's switched. There'll be a light up there. That'll be switched. There'll be a light up there that'll be switched, and a light underneath there that'll be switched. Okay. What I'm getting ready to do now is tongue and groove underneath my above the bed big cabinet, because then I have to cut holes for my can lights, one there and one there, and again, those are switched, and I'll be bringing the wires down through those holes, through this cavity that's really not there yet, going into those two holes, and then going in, which is those two holes right there. It's 12 volt wires. Okay, these will be 12 volt wires, and they'll be switched, so I've got to run the wires down to the switch. The 110 is going to be on a 20 amp circuit. I had it originally on a 15, but I'm sort of a cheap bastard, and I had some 12.2, and I already had some 20 amp GFIC outlets and some 20 amp plugs. So, I had the breaker, I had the wire, I had the plugs, or the GFIC outlet. Why not? Okay. So, plus there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 outlets, around this bed. Plus, we'll be able to plug in, an electric blanket if we want to, this sort of thing. So, just planning ahead. 20 amp is probably more than I need, but remember, right on behind this wall is my power wall, so I'm coming right out of that breaker, 20 amp breaker, and just basically about, 8 feet of wire right to the GFIC outlet, over to my other outlets, and then over to the other side to power that outlet. All right, let me get to work. I'll be back. Okay, I'm in my utility room and I've made a list of the various wires that I need to run and the positions on the panels. Now this right there, that's fuse block panel number 2. This one up here is number 1. So in number 2 I'll be using 3, 4, 5, and 6 as marked on my little cheat sheet here. Okay, so I've got to run home runs from my fuse panel up and into my above the bed cabinets. Now let me get the wires run from here to the bed cabinets, and then I'll be back. All right, just a little quick update. I've got all my cabinet home runs, my positive and negatives run to the cabinet, and one here wants to stay kinked up a little bit. We're gonna figure that one out. There we go. All right, I'll pull the excess back to the other side. All right, and I've got my 12-2. It's gonna go in slot number 1 with a blah 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 blah. Where the hell is it? Here it is. With a 20 amp breaker. Okay. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that's what gives you your power. Okay. So it's got in the off position. I'm going to install this wire into that box. Now, again, it goes without saying, shut the power off. Okay. So what I've done is I've killed my batteries, and I'm not plugged into shore power. Okay. So everything is completely dead, and I'm going to go ahead and put that wire in the box, get the cover back on, and then I can shut the power back on. All of my 12-volt home runs, you'll notice, do not have fuses. 3 and 5 and 4 and 6. Okay, and here's our list of what's what. Okay, and that's on my chart in my computer, and which, you know, I print it out periodically and leave it in this room. I don't have a copy right now in the trailer. It got wet the other day when it rained. So all right, let me get this in the box and then I'll come back. Okay, I've got my bedroom bed It says bedroom bed left and right. Okay. Got it run into my box. Now I'm getting ready to hook it up to my breaker. I'll be back. Okay, I've got my breaker installed in my panel. I've got it turned off. Okay, so everything's buttoned down real nice. Now I'm gonna go ahead and shut the power back on. All right, and again, there's no fuses for my 12-volt stuff that I just installed. And the breaker, just to repeat, is off for that 20 amp service that I just installed. All right, now I'm still just running off of batteries right now. I'm not running off shore power, and I haven't for a couple of days. I did before the storm because I wanted to, make sure that I was completely topped off with batteries and everything. Let's see. Oh, you didn't see me do it, but when I just turned the power back on, before I turned it off, I killed my solar panels, which you should have your solar panels and your wind turbine turned off when you start the batteries back up so that your charge controller can get to where it needs to be. All right, now I'm going to turn the solar back on. And we're producing 13.8 volts, 312 watts. $22.9 amps, 314 watts. Okay. Now I've got 400 watts of solar on the roof, and I'm getting 300 and whatever it said, 24 watts. It's 20 something amps, so I'm very pleased with that. All right, let me go in there and start wiring up the cabinet, get my lights installed, get my switches functioning, and I'll be back. All right, look at that. We got us over the bed, whatever you want to call it, roof, whatever, on the ceiling. And those are my holes cut in for the can lights. And look at that, I taped the wire. And there should be another one right there. Yep. All right, let me get those lights put in. And then I'll come back and show you what they'd be looking like. Okay. So you're laying here in bed and you want to have a little read. Booyah. Or if I want to read over on my side, booyah. Very nice. We got us some lights. Oh. And they dim. I put dimmer switches on them. There you go. Very nice. All right. Let's move on to the next. Okay, very productive day. As you can see, we have lights above the nightstands. Okay, it's been a very productive day today, and I guess you guys can see this. Lights here. I had them on dim. Lights over there. You can turn them off individually. You can dim them. Turn on the nightstand lights. You can dim them. Yes, indeed. I didn't get to the 110 stuff today, as far as the getting the the outlets put in. Got the boxes all ready to go. I've just been working on my wires here. You can see where they come down, go in, and come right out through there. Because there will be a piece of paneling that covers that whole cavity, okay, where all those wires are. Same thing on this side. So of course, when you open that up, you won't see those wires. There'll just be a wall there, piece of paneling on both sides. So, same thing on the other side. Alright, well, I'm just about cleaned up, and I'm tired as fuck. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Hope you enjoyed. I wasn't sure if I videotaped the, this is the bed here. I wasn't sure if I videotaped the, what you see when you right above our granite shelf there, which I got all my shit on it. But yeah, that's kind of what you see when you're laying in bed. So when you're looking up, that's what you're seeing. I can dim them. It's pretty cool. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.